This is the solution video for section 6.3, problem number 6. All right, so we want to solve the differential equation, and we're told that dy dx is equal to negative y squared x times the quantity x squared plus 2 to the fourth. And y is 1 if x is 0. So that means we're given an initial condition, so that means that we can find the value of c in this. All right, so first step is to separate the variables. So I'm going to multiply by dx. And then I need to bring the y squared over. Now, I can bring the negative y squared over, or I can leave the negative on the right side because the negative is just like a negative 1. It's just the coefficient of this thing. So it doesn't actually have to come with y squared. But let's bring it over anyway. So I have dy over negative y squared equals x times quantity x squared plus 2 to the fourth. All right, and then times dx. So I have the variables separated, so now I can integrate. All right, on the left side, this is dy over negative y squared. So this is really like the integral of negative 1 y to the negative second dy. All right, so that means I have the negative 1 times, what is the integral of y to the negative second? I'm going to add 1 to the power, so y to the negative first over negative 1. And then, of course, plus c, but remember, we're only going to add in the c once. So on the right side, I have the integral of x times the quantity x squared plus 2 to the fourth with respect to x. So I'm going to need a u substitution. U is equal to x squared plus 2. And so remember, when u is x squared plus 2, then du is 2x dx. So that means I have the integral of u to the fourth, but then I still have x dx. So remember, I need a 2 with the x dx, which means I need a 1/2 on the outside. All right, so now I have 1/2 integral of u to the fourth du, right, because 2x dx is du. So then on the left side, I can reduce the negatives. I have y to the negative first equals 1/2. What is the integral of u to the fourth? That would be u to the fifth over 5, and then, of course, plus c. So now, okay, one important thing to remember here is I have to put x squared plus 2 back in for u. And so I have y to the negative first equals 1/10 u, so x squared plus 2 to the fifth plus c. So now I can use that when y is 1, x is 0. So 1 to the negative first equals, and then I want to plug 0 in for x. So I get 1/10 0 squared plus 2 to the fifth plus c. So 1 to the negative first, that's just 1. 1/10 of 0 plus 2 to the fifth. 2 to the fifth is 32 plus c. So remember, 32 and 10 are both even, so this would become 16/5. So 1 minus 16/5, that would be like 5/5 minus 16/5, is negative 11/5 equals c. So that means that here I can say y to the negative first is equal to 1/10 x squared plus 2 to the fifth minus 11/5. And I believe the answer sheet has y to the negative first equals 1/10 factored out. So I have x squared plus 2 to the fifth and then minus 22. Because if I were to distribute 1/10 to 22, I reduce and get 11/5.